Hello and welcome back to another Mr. Luxury Experience. Today we'll be taking a look into the luxurious life of Odell Beckham Jr., a wide receiver in the National Football League, currently playing for the Cleveland Browns. Even if you're not a fan of American football, you've undoubtedly seen Odell Beckham Jr. on your television screen. If not on the field, then you've seen him on a number of commercials with his glorious head of curly blonde hair. There's also a rather large chance you've seen him making what is widely regarded as the best catch in football history. Odell Beckham Jr. was thrown a pass by quarterback Eli Manning, and despite a defensive pass interference, OBJ somehow managed to snag the football with one hand in the most acrobatic and dramatic fashion. It's this athleticism and outright swagger that has earned OBJ a name for himself as one of the best and most entertaining wide receivers in the NFL. Beckham is the fastest ever NFL receiver to both 200 career receptions and 4,000 career receiving yards. And of course, if you're a top-tier NFL player, you make a top-tier salary and are guaranteed ample sponsorship, especially if you have the charm and charisma that Odell Beckham Jr. undoubtedly possesses. Not long after that famous catch, Beckham became the league's highest-paid wide receiver in 2018 when he signed a 5-year, $95 million contract with the New York Giants. $65 million of this was guaranteed, and $41 million of it he received at signing. This paycheck wasn't surprising, as OBJ had proved himself season after season. But what was surprising was what came next. The Giants shocked the football world 7 months later when the team traded Beckham to the Cleveland Browns. This departure blindsided most of the fans, but was a result of several factors and is not entirely clear what broke the camel's back. Some say disagreements in the locker room, specifically concerning the future of the seemingly washed-up quarterback Eli Manning. Beckham himself insists that the Giants traded him out of spite for some unfriendly comments he made on Twitter, and he claims that the Giants sent him to die in Cleveland. Either way, OBJ is still getting paid. In Cleveland, OBJ makes $21.5 million a year in salary, and Forbes reports that he makes around $5 million a year from endorsements. As soon as the trade went through, Odell began to lead the league in jersey sales. And who was in second place? Well, none other than his quarterback, Baker Mayfield. Cleveland set their sights on rebuilding with their young quarterback and their recently acquired bona fide talent of Odell Beckham Jr. But so far in the 2019 season, the Browns haven't had much luck. But that isn't to say Odell Beckham hasn't had his fair share of amazing catches and an extraordinary amount of media attention that seems to follow the man everywhere he goes. Most recently, OBJ made headlines due to his eye-catching wristwear that OBJ saw fit to wear in-game. The NFL front office, never having been accused of nonchalant behavior, naturally had some things to say about this. The league warned the wide receiver about the NFL's rule prohibiting players to wear hard objects during the games after he accessorized with a $350,000 Richard Mille 011 orange Storm during the season opener. Beckham shot back, saying that the league is only finding a problem with it because it is his way of saying, if it ain't this, it's something else. If it wasn't the watch, it would have been the way that I tie my shoes. Beckham went on to make his case, explaining the watch is plastic, but people have knee braces on that are hard and made out of metal, and you don't see them taping it up, no jewelry on, so I'm good. Yes, OBJ, just a regular plastic watch that costs all of $350,000. Odell decided to step up his game and commit to the watch look after his flex stole the show in the Browns' blowout loss to the Tennessee Titans, and soon came out with an even more expensive watch that only has 9 others like it in the world. This particular watch, worn in the warm-ups of the game, was that of an RM 5602 Tourbillon Sapphire. Only 10 were made, and each of them cost $2.02 million. Later in the game and in the games following, OBJ has been seen sporting the $350,000 watch, along with his ultra-expensive wristwear. Odell is also known for his flashy footwear. Most all of Beckham's cleats on the field, both pre-game and during the game, are one of a kind and custom-made for OBJ himself. Often, the custom cleats are festive or emblematic of childhood cartoons or video games, including Kirby or Dora the Explorer. Most recently, OBJ wore some special cleats as the Browns faced off against the New England Patriots. These cleats came in a golden tan and are encrusted with a goat logo at the tongue of the shoe. The shoes are said to have been made with goat hair, and they are of course completely one of a kind. After the game, Beckham was nice enough to give one of his one-of-a-kind cleats to his opponent and superstar Tom Brady, as Brady himself has often been labeled as the GOAT, greatest of all time in the NFL. And if it's not watches or shoes that take your fancy perhaps, you'll be interested in Odell's garage. Like any other sports superstar, Odell Beckham Jr. has his fair share of exotic cars and show-stopping SUVs, with all the fixins. But in OBJ fashion, he made sure to make even his car buying thematic. Immediately following his sudden trade to Cleveland, OBJ decided to adopt some team spirit by purchasing a Rolls-Royce in custom Cleveland orange, posting the beautiful vehicle on his Instagram along with the caption, "Here we come Cleveland." In other car news, in January, a video surfaced of Odell Beckham Jr. giving his mother a white G-Wagon with blacked-out rims and a massive bow on the hood. OBJ tells us when he was 4 and first started playing football, he told his mom that one day he would play in the NFL. Years later, and he now has the pleasure of gifting his mother a car with his $25 million NFL salary. As far as housing, there isn't much public information on his living situation in Cleveland, but we do know that he still has his beautiful home in New York. His New York home is a 3-story, 3,500 square foot dream house in Hudson County, with massive moving nano walls that open the entire home with the touch of a button. The walls open up to a gorgeous private terrace with beautiful views of the Big Apple. The top floor is entirely made up of his master suite, complete with a walk-in steam shower big enough for Odell's Head and Shoulders campaign and then some. The design kitchen features state-of-the-art industrial-grade stainless steel appliances, Caesar stone countertops, which boast a 93% quartz composition, a gorgeous and tough mineral that you shouldn't take for granted. Pardon me. Might be one of the most corny jokes I've ever made. It'll get better, I promise. Interestingly enough, as long as we're talking about houses, back when OBJ played for the Giants, there was a part in time when hip-hop artist Drake asked the young wide receiver to house sit for him. In 2016, Odell Beckham Jr. was tasked with the responsibility of house-sitting Drake's YOLO estate. This undoubtedly was a great experience for a young football star that was about to make a whole lot of cash in his career. Drake and Beckham became friends pretty quickly, and for Beckham, the friendship certainly had its perks. The YOLO estate is a 12,500 square foot mansion in LA, with 6 bedrooms, 10 bathrooms, a library, a 25-seat theater, and of course a pool that puts Sandals Resort to shame. One adorned with beautiful stone and scattered with waterfalls and colorful lighting for ambiance that only millionaire-dollar hip-hop estates can provide. This fantastic exchange with Drake instilled some confidence in Odell that eventually led him to ask LeBron for a place to stay for a bit when he arrived in Cleveland. LeBron, being an Akron native and longtime Cleveland Cavalier, has ample real estate there. But when OBJ asked Bron if he would extend him the same generosity that Drake did, LeBron said that the house was too big. Hey, I guess you can't win them all, and the Browns are certainly proving that this NFL season. But that isn't to say that OBJ isn't still one of the most entertaining and fascinating players to watch in the NFL. And as long as he's making lots of money and finding himself in the news for having too much swagger, as seems to typically be the case, I'll continue to have my eye on him. If you could spend the day with Odell Beckham Jr., let me know in the comment section below what you would do. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, I'm Mr. Luxury. Pip pip to doodly doo.